Well, good morning, guys. How you doing today? It is Friday. It is Friday. So, welcome back. Welcome back to another trading session. Friday indeed. So, we are heading to the close of the week, and with that, the weekend finally, right? Yeah. Well, I hope you had a great week as well. And I hope that the weekend will be better. Let's get straight into the charts because it's already 9:30. And yeah, for those who don't know, we just had CPI. We got to yeah. For those who don't know, we just had CPI at 8:30 New York AM time. Yeah, it kind of projected price to the upside, as you can see. So it took a minor buy side liquidity here as these lows, but yeah, it kind of projected it to the upside. So things are a bit messy right now because I will probably leave price do its own thing for at least probably until 10, just to see how it wants to behave. Because right now, the most logical play just what is already taken. So we took out these pre-market lows, these relative equal lows, and shot to the upside since our main draw was definitely all-time highs with this movement here to the upside. So these lines are the weekly wick. As you can see, price kind of supported inside of this range. It kind of struggled a little bit with the last quadrant here, the 75%. But yeah, CPI just smashed through it and it delivered a new all-time high. So this CPI data highs is also now all-time high. So this is the new all-time high CPI data highs. Down here below we got 8:30 open, CPI data lows, which can eventually be a sell side point to be explored. Midnight open and previous day high here down as well. As you can see, we still have London lows and Asia lows as well, just to be just opened. We have all this sell side here is just still open. So at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if price just goes straight to the upside, takes out CPI data highs, and then eventually at 1050 or somewhere around those macro hours, it delivers lower, because right now we are engaging with some liquidity here as well. It's just an idea, not an actual plan, but if that delivers, we shall take it. So as you can see here, price is already heading through this downside move, and it's reaching for the data highs, which is a buy side liquidity point here, and the last one, I guess. So there is no more buy side liquidity here on ES and on NQ as well. So let me just mark the 9:30 open first. So this one is the 9:30 open. 9:30 open. So this will be, yeah, this small one, this small fair value gap that you see here is the first presented fair value gap. first presented fair value gap, if I'm not mistaken. It is. And right now we have another one up here, but this is just a regular one. And yeah, let's see. Let me just take a look at the regular trading hours. So on the regular trading hour session, we have buy side liquidity here taken already. We have a big gap to the downside here, as you can see as well. So in a strong bullish market, we might leave this behind and not try to fulfill this. But let's see. I will give it a chance to develop some more price action. But if this will be just a one-sided move to the upside, it will be kind of hard to interact with it. So let's see. Let's see if we can, and let's see if we will have the chance to interact with price. But yeah, conditions right now are not the best, I would say. Let me just take a look at NQ first as well. Just moving my my charts here to see what NQ is really doing. Just put this here. And yeah, NQ is already taking this buy side liquidity here as well. Just moving to the upside. So since the open, a clean move to the upside, which is always suspicious for me. We left these clean lows. So the pre-market lows are still intact here, as you can see. But yeah, NQ just smashed those. So we have an SMT here followed by displacement, which could eventually trigger a long position. Let me just take here a measure of okay. Yeah, but I will not try to interact right now. I'm just curious to see how far price has been going. Yeah, this to me seems kind of accurate, as you can see here. Yeah, but I will let price develop a little bit more. I want to see its real hand. And if you watch my live streams, you know that I don't like to engage with price in the first minutes of the open. I like to see it run a little bit and watch it run a little bit, just to have an idea about what's going on with it. And besides that, we have also some news driver as well. Here at 9:45 and right at 10 as well. So keep that in mind. So the first round liquidity that we mentioned has been taken. The CPI data highs are reached, purged, and now let's see if we will see some measure of lower behavior, or if we will just keep climbing higher towards uncharted territory, because there's a big figure, and we are approaching a big figure, and the big figure is the 7,000. We are still far away from it, but we are still 2% away from it, but we can be in its direction. But looking at the higher time frames, I can still believe that if we just move to the upside from here and try not to engage with some sort of sell side liquidity, that to me would be kind of awkward, especially when a breakout day is a CPI day, especially when the news driver is the one that marks the all-time high. So this to me seems kind of suspicious. Oh, let me just put this on the Combine. I always switch this to the demo because I don't know. Sometimes I might be working on a computer and trigger some sort of a position on my Combine, and I want it to happen. That's why I always, whenever I end my stream, I always put this on the practice account, just like a security measure. So yeah, guys, let's see. Hey Pablo, what up, buddy? Yeah, that's what I was saying about CPI. CPI triggering new all-time highs for me. It smells like manipulation, but I don't know. Yesterday I was kind of expecting lower price action as well, and it didn't happen. Price came to the upside, and now we are on all-time highs. So fighting the all-time high narrative it's kind of hard, you know. It's kind of hard because we are just surfing in the opposite way of a massive wave. So it's always tricky, but experience tells me that whenever something important like an all-time high hits and the delivery was made by some sort of a news driver, it usually tends to be some sort of a manipulation. So I'm honestly expecting eventually a purge of these lows. I know that we made an SMT here with NQ, but we still have CPI data, not data high, it's data low. I don't know why. Data lows as well. And those big boys here. So everybody who's still buying from Asia, they are still making money because we are still uptrending. And whenever I see this type of behavior, I always like to consider London and Asia to be my draws on liquidity. So let's see. So far, we kind of purged buy sell liquidity and are still waiting for something. Another push to the upside. NQ doing the same here. So this is, I believe this was the candle this was the news driver, the 945 news driver. Let me just take a look at YM just to see how far we are in price. Seems interesting to me as well. We will probably hit all-time highs as well here on YM. So yeah, let's wait a little bit more and let's give a chance to the market to draw something that we could eventually identify as a setup and as a direction in the market, because right now it's, for me, it's only an uptrend. And yeah, you could say, but Miguel, why don't you long the market? Well, because the only liquidity that was taken was this one right here, and it's just a session liquidity. It's not a daily based liquidity. Um, I wish we could have taken London highs and London lows and Asia lows, but the market didn't. Even on NQ, I believe. Yeah, even on NQ, we didn't reach for them. So yeah, I could eventually blindly long this market, but I don't like to play that way. I like to have some sort of narrative behind what I'm doing, and not just longing because, oh, we are pushing to all-time high. So the, the most probable thing that's going to happen is we will keep pushing to all-time highs towards new numbers and towards the unknown. Um, that to me doesn't sound like a plan. I need to see some sort of narrative first. So let me push 950 here to the upside. So we are reaching 950. NQ seems a little bit heavier right now, while ES is still behind these lows. NQ is already trading below them. I will probably wait for this University of Michigan sentiment final. The last time that I tried to play something inside of a news driver, I know that it was in August, I think, August or September. I can't recall. Um, but yeah, I got slippage. So I will probably wait for this University of Michigan sentiment final to deliver, just to be sure about my stop, and to be sure that my stop will probably not get a slippage. So yeah, guys. What about you? Do you have a trading plan for today's session? Are you bearish? Are you bullish? Are you neutral? Are you just waiting? What are your thoughts on this? I kind of like how price is starting to deliver lower. The only thing that I don't like is that we will have here 10 a.m. news. So I will probably, not probably, I will have to wait before doing anything. But yeah, we are delivering lower right now. So we kind of, this small fair value gap got inverted. We have some sort of a breaker around here. It's a tiny one. It's a small breaker. It's a small bearish breaker, as you can see here. But it's a valid breaker. We took out buy side liquidity. We formed a new high, another new high, and then we broke lower. So this to me is a bearish breaker. Same behavior on NQ. And so far, what we were expecting is kind of happening. I was expecting CPI data highs to be delivered, and eventually after it, these lows. The problem here for me is that we are 8 minutes ahead of the next news, and I don't like to enter before any news driver. So price now reaching for the breaker. It's kind of reacting to 930 and that bullish fair value gap. Yeah, but NQ a little bit heavier than ES. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Pablo, and I can feel it too. But the only problem to me here is to fade all-time highs. If we were not at all-time highs, I would be bearish, 100%. But on a all-time high market, it can be tricky, you know. It can be very tricky. It can still keep pushing higher and higher, and yeah, we don't even know where it will stop. But yeah, I'm more inclined to see a bearish bias and a bearish momentum than to keep than to price keep grinding higher, you know. So far, the bearish breaker being respected, but price is kind of stuck here in between PD arrays, probably waiting for the 10 a.m. news delivery. I don't know. Let's just see. Let's just wait and see where we're going. Let me just take a look at YM just to see if it reached for the all-time high. Yeah, it kind of missed it for about 7 handles. 7 handles. YM missed the all-time high. So if it kind of missed it for about 7 handles, let's see if it will make another push to the upside. And then everybody would be in sync here. Mm. Yeah, it seems like we are waiting for the 10 a.m. news still. I will just mark this bearish fair value gap. But honestly, not liking how price is just slowly grinding to the upside. The only thing that I like is that price is respecting this midpoint of the bearish fair value gap. Um, right now, it's kind of stuck here, respecting the bearishness here, respecting the bullishness. So we need some sort of displacement in some kind of way just to see it deliver. I'm more inclined to see this, but yeah, at this point, I think it's a coin toss. And since we are in a all-time high narrative, we can eventually have this as well. It doesn't make sense for me for the market to continue higher unless we are just waiting for YM to take its all-time high. But you know, at this time, anything is possible. So so I'm just looking at the window. It's a really the day. It's very cloudy, a bit rainy today as well. But yeah, I guess it's that time of the year where the cloudy season here in Portugal starts. It's not the rainy season because it doesn't rain that much, but it's more like the cloudy season. So yeah, 10 a.m. hit and nothing. It kind of wicked above this bearish fair value gap. We are still respecting it, doing some damage above that fair value gap. In the meantime, I believe YM is reaching for its all-time high as well. Let me just, yeah, there we go. All-time high hit. Now let's see if we will have some action to the downside, because at this point, everybody is in sync. So if some bearishness will happen, we will see it happen. Otherwise, this will be a creeping higher movement, which I will probably not engage with, because at some point we will. It's like a stairs up, elevator down, stairs up, elevator down. So, and I don't like to engage in those types of movements. But yeah, let's wait. There's no rush. We are still inside of the 30 minutes after the open. So we have plenty of time. And for those who might be thinking about the thank God it's Friday setup, yeah, we can eventually develop some sort of a deep retracement to the downside. But I tend to see that happening more often inside New York PM session. It's kind of the AM session. It can develop. I'm not saying it can't, but it usually it's more times inside the PM session. If you look back into some data, you will see. Oh, you're from Madrid. Yeah, I have some family in Madrid, and a good friend as well. He is working at a marketing agency, and I have family in Madrid as well. And it's cloudy there too, right? Yeah, I believe Portugal and Spain, we have similar similar climate. You know, it's very hot in Madrid. I've been there once, twice. Yeah, maybe more. I don't know. I'm not sure. And I've been in Madrid on, I believe, on a summer month. I'm not sure when, but yeah, it was damn hot. It was very hot, Madrid. I'm from Aveiro, and I live in a coast city, near the ocean and the beach, and it's not that hot. We have about days like 30 degrees, a little bit more, 32, eventually 33. But yeah, but I found Madrid very, very, very hot, especially in the summer. but it's but in the autumn, just like we are now, it's very cloudy. We always have foggy days as well, with a lot of humidity in the air. It's yeah, it's living near the ocean. It's just like this, just like this. The temperature doesn't plummet like to negatives, but yeah, we have about in peak winter, not here in the center of the city, but if you move a little bit to the interior, you can see that temperature reaches about 3 degrees Celsius, 4 degrees in peak winter. And it doesn't snow here. We are so close to the ocean that it doesn't snow. I've heard that some decades ago, it snowed some decades ago, but I don't know when it did. I just heard about it. I never saw snow here in Aveiro. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Pablo. That's right. And even in Portugal, which is a small country, if you go to the center of the country, in those small villages, um, yeah, you can really feel the cold in the winter, and in the summer it's damn hot. It's like in Alentejo, which is one of the most it's the hottest we have in Portugal, and I'm talking about this summer it kind of hit about 45 degrees, I guess 45 or 46, but in the winter the temperature plummets a lot there. So And yeah, guys, it seems to me like this will be a boring session once again. Nothing that I like is happening. It seems to me like price really wants to push higher. But like I've said, I don't like these conditions at all. The only way that I could eventually play with these conditions is to have like a micro, open along with a micro contract and just let it run and have a large stop loss and let it run. But that to me is not good at all, because yeah, that elevator that sooner or later will come, it kind of hit my stop loss. So it seems to me like we will have a boring day here. I don't know. But let's wait. Let's wait a bit more. But so far nothing happened. So the macro didn't deliver anything. We are closing the macro, and sometimes we can deliver after it. But right now, nothing. What about you guys? Still watching as well? Doing anything? Any positions? Any active positions right now? I'm just curious to see what will happen as soon as we hit -4 standard deviation here. We are kind of close to it. So this breaker, I can take it off. It doesn't make sense to be here. And it seems like price will eventually do that. Stairs up, elevator down, stairs up, elevator down, and so on. So probably something like it did yesterday, as you can see here. So this was the run, the 930 run. Then we displaced lower. Then we started to stairs up, elevator down, stairs up, elevator down, and just like this. So this is the type of price action that it's kind of hard to work with, especially when you are working on a 1 minute time frame, where you have to put your stop loss in somewhere in price, and you can't use a large stop loss like you're trading the 15-minute or eventually the 1 hour. So it's kind of tricky. Yeah, it's just creeping up. I call it creeping up. It's just boom, 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 just doing those jumps to the upside, but every jump is followed by a small movement to the downside as well. So it's hard to engage with it because there's no speed as well. And yeah, and I feel like at any moment you can see a large candle deliver to the downside, a manipulation candle, and eventually then a move higher. So if you're interested in longing this market and continue on its major wave to the upside, I would advise you to wait for some sort of a fast movement to the downside, and that movement to the downside will probably take some sort of lows, and then it will stop immediately, and then it will continue slowly to the upside. But you have to keep in mind that you will probably consume a lot of mental capital with a position like that. So a position like that usually doesn't deliver any type of speed. So be prepared to invest a lot of mental capital on that. And since we are inside of a final not final, since we are on a Friday, yeah, it's kind of tricky. When I see those tiny candles one after another, it looks like it almost ends up sweeping a small candle behind it, another small candle, and it ends up sweeping. I don't think that PD array is taught by ICT. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. There's really nothing we can do, brother. Just wait and see. Well, at least we can joke with it. At least we are not stressing over it and not, yeah, because I believe at this moment there will be always people that's stressing over this price action, or they put themselves in a position where, oh my God, what did I did? So yeah, at least we are joking, and at least we can just play a little bit with it. And that's how you become profitable as well. Just waiting, just testing your patience, because trading is not only taking profitable trades. Of course, it is, but not only taking profitable trades. Trading is, and I would say the biggest part of trading is to wait and do nothing. You can't be a proactive guy if you want to be a trader. You want to be that guy that will do just enough to not he will do just enough. He will not be proactive. He will not search for anything. He will just do enough to be content with it, not to search anything. Oh, this might be a breaker. Oh my God, this might be an inversion. Oh my God, you know. So being a trader is not only taking profitable trades, not only taking small losses, but it's also not taking trades when there is no trade. And yeah, this is probably the hardest part in trading, because it's a discretionary part in trading, whereas just subjective to each one of us. And yeah, that's the hardest quest, I guess, on trading, because it's mostly discretionary. You are the one that's that is deciding when to push the button and not. So yeah, Pablo is saying that these candles are creating a liquidity. Of course, yes, yes, of course. I believe whenever we have a market like this, um, retail traders, they usually tend to do two things, or they keep shorting this, and they are stacking up shorts, right? Oh, I will short this and I will put my stop here. I will short this and I will put my stop here. I will short this and I will put my stop here. And at some point, there will be a lot of liquidity and the market will do something like this. Boom. Taking out all these stops. But those guys that are somehow profiting from these longs right here, they will be punished as well. So as soon as the market takes out, because they have their stops here, around here. So as soon as we purge these stops, the market will deliver lower probably and take out these ones as well. And the vice versa option can occur as well. So it doesn't, it's always doing something. We just have to figure out what's doing. And in this case, I can call this this is still an accumulation. So despite having a slight uptrend, we are still accumulating. So we are doing something here, and probably we are accumulating entries, shorts or longs. One of them we are accumulating. So it seems to me that this one is being reclaimed right now. Let's see if it will be reclaimed and we will go for this low first, or if we will still accumulate higher. Let's see. But right now, even if we move lower towards this low, we can do nothing. It's just I believe it's a small range. Well, it's not that small. It's 8 handles, but we have to have a big stop here. So in terms of risk to reward, it's not that great. But at this point, we took out buy-sell liquidity here. Seems like we will head lower. We reclaimed this fair value gap as well. So now let's see if price is willing to support around here and go for another run to the upside, or if we will displace lower towards these lows here. They seem juicy, honestly. You think that liquidity is waiting for Trump? Don't tell me that. I mean, that guy has been on fire, man. On fire. Oh man. He's he's doing whatever he wants to the markets. I mean, if this is not manipulating the markets, I don't know what manipulating the markets is, honestly. I don't know if I should say this on stream, but damn, I would like to see. I really would like to have a look on his portfolio and see where those entries are. Of course, the portfolio is not in on his name, but uh, you know what I mean. But yeah, maybe maybe this liquidity is waiting for Mr. Donald Trump. I don't know. Well, but so far we are respecting the reclaimed fair value gap, the midpoint of it. Seems to me like this was the confirmation that we will attack this low right here. So a move towards this low is the most logical thing that I can see right now. It would be awkward if we just move once again to the upside and without taking this low. But since we are just accumulating, it can happen. Yeah, there's still no follow through here on ES, but NQ is pushing to the downside here a little bit better than ES. Since NQ was I believe it was the weakest one, at least on those retraces. But as you can see, there's somehow a direction here, a lower move, but the way price is moving, it's consuming. That's what I said about taking anything inside of these conditions. It's consuming a lot of time. It's consuming your mental capital as well. If you would be in this trade, you wouldn't be that calm, I believe. Well, there are people that like to be in environments like this, but I'm not the one. In Q pushing a little bit higher, ES following. See, this is why I don't like these types of price action. And to be honest with you, I guess yesterday I was caught inside of this type of price action. But yeah, I tend to avoid it. I really tend to avoid it. And when I can anticipate it, I prefer to stay away from it. Because there are some times where you cannot anticipate this type of price action. It just starts like this, and yeah, there's nothing you can do. Nelson Pereira, português, sim. Exatamente. Tuga Tuguinha. E presumo que tu também sejas, né? Obrigado, amigo. Olha, estou a operar futuros do S&P 500. O nome do contrato é MES, é um microcontrato, daí o M. É o S&P 500, basicamente. Só que em formato de futuros. So I was just answering Nelson, which is a Portuguese buddy. He was asking. Isso, exatamente. He was just asking what was the product that we are trading. And you guys already know it's the S&P 500, but in a futures contract. And yeah, the low got delivered here, just like anticipated. Now let's see if we will maintain or if we will go back to the upside, since these highs are kind of clean here. And if so, if we will push once again to the upside, we will probably have something like this, and I don't want to participate on it. Let's just see. I want to see this one inverted as well for a bearish situation here. So the first presented fair value gap is acting as support right now. O método que eu uso, olha, ICT, exatamente. ICT Concepts. Desde 2022, 23 mais ou menos. So inside of this inverted fair value gap, we had another one, a bearish one. Its midpoint is being respected right now. So we could have a potential lower move towards these lows. Então já conheces também. But usually the first presented fair value gap, usually it acts as a big support or resistance on price. So let's just see. Operas por análise técnica, pura e por volume e com indicadores. Lá está, amigo. Se decorre bem através da tua análise, pá, seca a tua análise. Não vale a pena procurar coisas que nós não dominamos, não é isso que eu quero dizer. Se corre bem de uma forma, não se mexe, né? É aquela situação do treinador, não se mexe numa equipa que está a ganhar, portanto. Comigo, eu comecei também com análise técnica, passei por retail também, mas as coisas não funcionaram muito bem, pá, me, até que me comecei a entender mais com ICT Concepts e por cá fiquei, pronto. Mas cada um tem a sua forma de fazer dinheiro, né? E se as coisas correm bem, há que não mexer. É isso que eu costumo dizer. Não, não é aquela postura de não, mas os meus são melhores e os teus são piores, ou não. Cada um usa a estratégia que para ele faz dinheiro. Isso é o mais importante. Há milhares de estratégias, portanto. Sim, eu também, pá. Isto quem tem o bichinho dos mercados acaba por gostar, né? E quando se gosta, gosta-se, quer seja preto, quer seja branco, não é? Isto acaba por ser, é como ao futebol. Toda a gente gosta, quem gosta de futebol, gosta de ver um bom jogo de futebol, independentemente da equipa que esteja a jogar. So just like I was telling Nelson here, um, if you're making money and not using ICT concepts, then stick with your concepts. Do not try to engage with something that, oh, this guy is using this or that, and I will try to implement it despite making money. Don't try to do that. Just stick with what you know and what's working with you, because when you try to mix things, it usually messes things up. And yeah, just stick with what's working. And that's the main issue with a lot of traders. They tend to say that, oh, only my concepts work, your aren't good enough, or this or that, or yeah, but that to me, it's not being humble, and it's not knowing what you're really doing. Because there's a lot of people, there's even people doing money and making money with trend lines, only with trend lines. So there's people making money just with support and resistance. It it's sometimes it depends more on your risk management than to your model or to your main strategy. It all, in the end, it all depends on your risk management and your discretion, I guess. So guys, as I was saying, first presented fair value gap acting as support here. So for a bearish movement towards these lows that I believe they are still filled with stops, in order to engage those lows, I would like to see this fair value gap getting inverted, but yeah, it didn't happen. So we are probably moving towards what? Towards these highs right now. So just like I was saying, when price was here, it was building liquidity. So a lot of people are shorting the market now, putting their stops above these highs. We took this small or this low hanging fruit, and we will probably now take direction to these highs here. This is not the type of market that I like to see because it's a ping pong market. For those who like to trade, I don't know, turtle soups or something like that. I'm not the best person to talk about turtle soups, but yeah, I believe this is a turtle soup environment where you can eventually anticipate that we will take this low, and as soon as we will take it, and if we react somehow, we can eventually take a long here, expecting it to take these highs. So this is like a turtle soup. I personally don't like it because I feel like I'm always catching a knife, and I don't really like it, but it works. It also works, and there's people only working with turtle soups. So yeah, seems like we will head to the upside. If you like to long this market, I would rather wait for some sort of a lower retracement here and then enter along somewhere around. It's kind of hard because there's a lot of imbalances here. So which one should you choose? But right now you can play the breaker, which is this green candle right here. If price wants to retrace lower, I believe this will be inverted. It got reclaimed with this move to the downside, but it will probably get inverted. But yeah, it's like It's like an accumulation, but with a larger range. It's almost a 20 handle range. Yeah, there we go. Price reaching for those highs, as you can see. And there's another one that you could have missed here, which is this SMT. Well, I don't tend to use SMTs. I just use them as a confirmation because ES was strong enough to take out this low, but NQ didn't. So it could act as a confirmation or this move to the upside. So here we have the retrace. It will be probably a harsh one since it's kind of usual for the retrace on a leg like this to be kind of harsh. But at this point, let me just take a look at NQ just to see how far it is from these highs. I wouldn't mind to see price coming a little bit lower, but I don't know if we will have it. But at the same time, I really don't like this box here. Let me just take a look at what YM is doing. Yeah, YM seems pretty healthy here. Let me take another look to NQ. Let me change to the 2 minutes just to see. Yeah, on a 2 minute, we don't have any order block or any breaker. So the only thing that's holding price is it's really this one right here. Just give me a second, guys. We'll just leave this one here. This is not an entry, but this could eventually play out. Just give me a second, 2 minutes, not more than that. And we are back. Well, at this point, the breaker got hit. So let's just see, but I'm kind of not willing to risk this because just like I said, we are in some sort of a consolidation here. So it can eventually, and this would have been the most logical scenario, the move to the upside to take out these highs. But at this point, I'm not quite sure because there's a lot of liquidity here still as well. So this really can be tricky. And so far, I'm glad I did not interact with the breaker because just like you see, it's not respecting it. Hey, Vitor. Yes, I'm okay. I'm fine. What about you? So right now, NQ already took these out here, these lows. We'll take out this SMT. The move to the upside, yeah, it didn't work, as you can see here. So maybe we will take this later. Where did I learn trading? Well, it has been a long journey. It's not a one day, 1 year, or 2 years, or 3, 4 years. I've started just like everybody starts in the industry. It's just like um, searching for some books and some simple concepts. Um, if you if you're really starting and if you don't know anything about the markets, I would advise you to start with something like baby pips, baby pip. Oh goddamn, babypips.com. But if you already have some sort of knowledge, and if you know about the candles, and if you know about the market, stop losses, limit orders, everything that's theory, basically, I would advise you to search for ICT on YouTube. You can look for his um, X as well, and you will find a lot of information, a lot of information. And when I say a lot, it's a lot of information, and it's it's a bit hard to digest all that information because their videos are very long, and sometimes they are about 2 to 3 hours just to resume it to 15 minutes of actual juice. Um, but you will learn a lot with him. And this is this what you see here is everything here is taught by him. So this is all of his concepts. And he still has a lot more. I just don't I just apply one or two not one or two or three things, but I just apply a small amount of what he's teaching. So go on that red platform and search for ICT. You will see a lot of videos. He has about, I believe, 1 million subscribers, and he has been teaching a lot of people for a long time now. Pablo is asking me, what's your opinion about CRT? I like the concepts. I just don't like. I'm not on X. I'm not on X right now. I used to be on X, but um, my account got suspended permanently because of some political opinions that I gave. Probably because X never told me why I got my account suspended. So CRT, it seems like it works, but I just don't like how the person who's behind the concept. I'm not sure about his name right now, but I don't like him. I don't like his attitude. I don't like the way he brags that his concepts are the best in the world and everything else is noise. Yeah. Vitor, yo, yeah, that's it. Romeo. That's him, yeah. Romeo CRT, yes. Totally. Yeah. I just don't like him and I muted him. When I was on X, I kind of muted him as well. Because the way he brags about his concepts, it's come on, man. Just be a little bit more humble, you know. That's why I don't. But the concepts, I think they work. I think they work. Just like a lot of other concepts. I guess the problem is not the concepts, but the person who is behind it. The person who's trying to deliver with those concepts is usually the problem. So it all resumes to one thing: the trader, despite the concepts. Vitor, I said you should look on the red platform. You should look for ICT. ICT, Michael Huddleston. You can see a lot of statistics analysis. Well, it's not, yeah, it's somehow, there's some statistic behind it, of course, but the majority of what you see, it's standard deviation, which also is part of his concepts. Standard deviation, I projected standard deviation right here, as you can see, and it went to the tick to -4 standard deviation. We use a lot of quadrants as well. So yeah, there's some mathematic behind it, but you don't have to know about statistic. You just have to apply it. You just have to know what to look for and when to look for, and apply it. You don't have to know. In theory, you don't have to know what a standard deviation is, a standard deviation projection is. You just have to know how to apply it. That's it. But yeah, there is some mathematics behind it, especially statistic and probabilities as well. Because whoever trades always has some probabilities behind it. I mean, the model that we kind of work with, it runs on a probability. So nothing is 100% probable in trading. You just have to accept that. Usually the model delivers about 60% of probability. If you have a 70% model, then you will be rich quick if you know how to apply it. But yeah, like FIMATH method. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what's FIMATH method is. I really don't. Pablo is asking me if I know what the logo of ICT means. I tried once to decipher what the logo means, but then I started to read about some conspiracy theories, and yeah, I didn't want to dig deeper into it, but I know that's about the 369 something theory, which is something that repeats, which is something that's fractal. But yeah, it can, if it would help me in some way, I would dig deep into it. But I don't know. He already said many times that it has nothing to do with the 369 or with those numbers or whatever. Yeah, I've read something about it too, about the lunar cycles and some form of astrology, but I'm not sure about it. And I'm not sure if ICT, the man itself, believes in that stuff. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. He said already many times that it has nothing to do with that, but have you tried to ask ChatGPT about it? I've never tried it before. Or eventually Grok, because Grok tends to use data that's inside X. So he might have an answer based on what people are already researched. So yeah, I know. I know. I know. Some guys use astrology things. Some other guys use, I don't know, lunar cycles, parabolic some things. I don't know about those things. I believe ICT, it's already complex enough on itself to try to dig into something that I don't know about. So oh, Vitor. Yeah, I didn't know about that, brother. I really don't. The FIMATH, FIMATH method. I don't know how to say it. You're saying that it's like dividing the market in blocks, but that you have reference channels and neutral channels to identify entries in the market. But you just read about it, right? You never tested it. Well, there's plenty of things that we can work with in a market. It's not a specific science. And there's a lot of, just like I said, there's a lot of people making money on the markets with different approaches, with trend lines, with support, with resistance, with liquidity, with lunar cycles, with I don't know, you name it. But the only thing that really matters is the person who is behind those concepts, the person who is using and how he uses those concepts. That's really what matters, because I think I said it yesterday. You can have a 99% win rate model and you can still lose money if you don't know how to apply it. So it always depends. In the end, it always depends on the person who's triggering and who's pushing the button. Probably saying he's tried to ask ChatGPT about the ICT logo, and ChatGPT identified as the lunar cycles. I don't know. I really don't know, brother. But it's good to know. It's good to know. I knew that it has something to do with some repeatable pattern that's kind of fractal. And the market itself, it's fractal. It repeats. And you can go from a monthly or a yearly time frame to, this is the monthly, and you can go all the way down to a 1 second. And if you search for things, it's fractal. It's there, always there. So I don't know, man. It's just too complex. I mean, there's no science that will eventually explain A plus B that the market equals to C. I still believe that the market runs on liquidity. That's the main thing that I believe in. It runs on liquidity, and it searches for liquidity and inefficiencies. And everything else, it's just like the wolf of Wall Street. It's a fugazi. Fugazi. Yeah, guys, I think, I don't know. And I don't know if one day we will be able to explain it, even with AI. Even with AI, I don't know if one day we will ever be able to explain what the market is really doing. Yes, Vitor, I stream on both platforms. I'm not sure if I can say those names here, especially on the one that you're watching me. I believe not. So whenever I refer to those platforms, I refer to those platforms as the red platform and the purple one. The purple platform and the red platform. Because I'm not sure if I can say, I believe I cannot say the names of those platforms, especially on TikTok. Blue pencil. Well, guys, it's been a great talk so far, honestly. We kind of missed the 1050 to 1110 macro. We kind of missed it, but as you can see, we were expecting a range bound action, and it's giving that action that we expected. So we didn't miss anything. We could eventually take a trade here, the rejection, the inverted fair value gap, the reclaimed fair value gap being respected, and a move to these lows. But this is the market that you have to be aggressive to be in a market like this. You have to be very aggressive with your entry, and you have to take profits as soon as your low-hanging fruit is tagged. So this to me is not the type of environment that I like to be. So that's why I'm not taking any trades. I'm not rushing. I'm just talking with you guys, and just having fun. Honestly, just having fun. Because, like I said, trading is not. It's not all about taking trades. It's also about knowing when not to. It's knowing when to wait for better conditions, when to wait for something that will have a not a certain direction, but a most probable direction. And that's what I call trading. It's not just taking trades and yeah, let me go to the 15-second chart, because on the 15-second chart I can put my stop loss a little bit tighter, and yeah, I can eventually get into a market maker sell model. No, I'm not that type of guy. I'm the type of guy that wants to be chilled and wants to be certain about what the market is doing and secured about what positions to take. So that's why. Just for reference, when price was coming down here, remember that I told you that usually the first presented fair value gap acts as a big support on price or eventually a big resistance. Well, it did it twice here. First one here, longs. It gave some longs here, but it decided to punish those longs once again. And as soon as it punished those longs, then we moved higher, and now towards those highs that we were expecting with this run. But it's like something that I told you guys yesterday. It's like a double manipulation on price, because you know that price will eventually attack these highs. But whenever it's too obvious, the market tends to make some sort of a double manipulation, which is something like this. You expect to move lower, taking out this low, eventually respecting the first presented fair value gap, and then you will anticipate a reaction here, a bullish reaction on the first presented fair value gap. And then you look to the other side of the liquidity, and what do you see? It seems too easy. It seems too obvious. The market goes into that direction, and it gives us the first manipulation. So this first move is the first manipulation. Then it will say, no, not yet, buddy. It will go once again. It does the second manipulation, takes out this low, and then we will move higher to take out these stops right here. So a lot of people, and me including, we tend to enter around here because we know almost for sure that these highs will be taken, but we want to take advantage of that. And we will start to, okay, this is a breaker, price will respect this box, and yeah, blah, 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 blah. And suddenly you will end up suffering from a second manipulation on price, then just to meet your target. So I was kind of feeling it when price really moved lower here. It was kind of aggressive. It didn't respect right away the breaker, so it kind of turned me off. And yeah, I said to me, I will not do anything right here, because I'm expecting a range bound market as well. So it can do whatever it wants. And right now it can eventually continue higher, but it is what it is. So this to me is a non-tradable session, honestly. This to me is honestly a non-tradable session, and I can see a lot of people losing money in this type of range bound activity. Yeah, unfortunately, no trades. But despite not taking any trades, I can see a lot of people losing money in this type of environment, because it's a typical environment of a not as it can be a seek and destroy, but it's typically an environment where retail traders just get wrecked. So those stops are cleaned. So we swept them. If we will come back lower, because if we come back lower, what can I see here? If we come back lower, you can see here a seek and destroy pattern. I can call this a megaphone pattern, where new highs are being taken, new lows are being taken. So this to us is a no market. And as a trader, you have to identify those conditions. So yes, pushing higher. But not the type of participation that we would like to have on in the market. So And yeah, we have to accept that sometimes, even looking at these runs, we have to accept that sometimes it is not possible to engage with those, because to enter in something like this, you have to accept that you will have to enter in a range bound market, and entering inside of a range bound market is kind of tricky. You will spend a lot of mental capital. You will probably get your stop hit, and yeah, you won't be 100% sure about what the market is doing. Pablo, yes, I feel what you're saying. Yeah, in the somewhere in the stream, I said to look for the Thank God It's Friday, the TGYF, at the New York PM session. It usually develops in the New York PM session, and looking at these things, and looking how this to the state of the market right now. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist as well, but I would be prepared for it, honestly, because there's not enough liquidity on the sell side purged, not enough liquidity purged on the sell side to deliver a move higher. So I still believe we can go lower, but I don't know. I honestly also tend to see the market in a perspective, in a bearish perspective, better than on a bullish perspective. I believe that's the majority of traders does so. They tend to like a little bit more the bearishness than the bullishness. I guess it has to have something about our feelings. That's why my bearish candles are white and not red, because red is somehow an emotional color, and I like to and I don't like to have it present on my charts that much, because it can be a triggering color. That's why I removed it. But yeah, I still believe, despite being on all-time highs, and I was prepared for this scenario, honestly, because fading all-time highs, it's a hard job. It's a very hard job. price will manipulate us, will do whatever it wants just to keep going higher. And it's a tough market. It's a hard market to interact with, I guess, and I believe it's one of the hardest way to interact with the markets. It's when the market is on its all-time highs. And the proof is right in front of us, you know. So yeah, I would like to see a move lower, especially closing the week. But yeah, but the problem is we are fading all-time highs. And fading all-time highs, it's always tricky. always, always, always. And the markets are running on its all-time highs for quite a while now. And people are still trying to short when, yeah, market is just delivering. If I go at the end of the stream, I will see how many people from those who stream, how many people try to short the market. And I believe a lot of people today try to short the market. I'm not sure, but I tend to believe that if I will go to those traders known by their streams, like Tenya, like Lumi, like, I don't know, they will probably end up being in some short positions somehow, because there are in fact some short opportunities. But yeah, the most profitable way to be positioned is to be long. But we tend to choose the bearish side always. And I guess that's a psychological flaw that we humans have. I'm not the best one to explain that, but I believe in something like that. We want to see cows. We want to see the cows happening. We want to see the bleed happening. We, as humans, we take some pleasure on it, and I don't know why, but we do. I believe. I really believe. Well, let me just see for how long am I here talking with you guys. Yeah, it's been 2 hours already. And yeah, just to one more thing that I've been collecting lately. It's some sort of a data, which is the following. Whenever your 950 macro, this macro here, doesn't deliver you anything that's okay more than a low hanging fruit, or whenever the 950 macro it doesn't deliver you anything that you would expect as a good move, look for something after 11. Because after 11, what do we have here? Let me just reset my camera. And it's been happening for a while now. So if 950 to 1010 doesn't deliver you anything, and this is a statistical, I'm not taking the statistics on it. I don't know how many times it delivers. I can eventually backtest it. But if your 950 doesn't deliver you anything that you would consider more than a low hanging fruit, look for something after 11. So after 11, we have 11 here. The market rejected the first presented fair value gap. It kind of reclaimed this bullish fair value gap here that I'm have here marked as a inverted one. but in fact, it's a reclaimed one right now. I will take this one out. So right after 11, we had the first presented fair value gap acting as support, coming back inside the bullish fair value gap. We have a small fair value gap here acting as an entry and a clean delivery to those highs. So this is the cleanest deliver that price had all morning, I guess. And it's somehow after 11. So next time, tend to look for things after 11 when it's I believe the time window, it's in between 11 to 11:30. It's not always inside the 1050 to 1110 macro. It's not always inside of it because I saw the market already too many times not doing anything until 11:15, and only past 11:15 it delivers something. So yeah, this was the cleanest entry so far here on price. So if you want to backtest it or something like that, just take that. Just take that and see for yourself if it's a good time window to operate, or if it's something that will help you in a future session. So yeah, guys. Well, and what time is it now? 11:30. So 11:30, and we are back inside a range. I was almost ending my stream here, but let me just stay 2 or 3 minutes more just to see if this will have a continuation to the upside, or if we will take some measure of sell side liquidity here. Yeah, seems like we will probably continue to the upside. Just like Pablo said, probably something will happen in the NYPM session. So I will not be streaming, but yeah, keep that in mind. And once again, guys, thank you for being there. Have a nice weekend. Stay safe. And enjoy your weekend with your family, with your friends. Try to stay away from the markets, from the charts, and yes, especially crypto. I mean, that's the only thing running, right? So yeah, have a fantastic day, and I guess see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow, I mean Monday. So yeah, guys, bye. Thank you very much, and stay safe. Thank you.